FP2, baby! Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is Friday Practice 2 ahead of the 2022 British Grand Prix. We are at home. It's the home race. If you're from the UK, that is. Home race for me anyway. If you are new to the channel, if you are a Formula 1 fan, then please do get yourself subscribed because I'm live for every single qualifying and every single Grand Prix from the Formula 1 World Championship. Also, drop me a like, guys. Really helps out the channel and gets things moving for me. So, appreciate everybody. So yeah, here we are then, FP2. Let's get the headphones on. Let's see what's going on. Cars are already out on track. We're already a minute and a half into the session. So no build-up required. We're straight in and everybody's out on track. Well, most guys are out on track immediately because they need to get the laps in. Let me get the live timings up and running. Hopefully that's working smooth as an otter's pocket. But yeah, hopefully the live timings are good. But yeah, this is a crucial session now because FP1 was just all over the place. No one really got out there. No one really got a decent amount of running in with the showers, but it's brightened up, sun's come out, and it's going to be a busy session. So yes, welcome in, Tax. How are we doing, bro? First in the driller, but we're going to see a bit more representative times in this session. They're going to be getting on with it. You know, you might see FP2s in the past that have been a bit dead, but this FP2 is going to be on a busy one. Has he got problems, or is he just backing up? Or he's just going incredibly slowly to get a gap for. They look like they're going to be doing flying laps straight off the bat. Yeah, Karen Chanduk saying Red Bull still favourites. I'd back that. Yeah, I think Red Bull are still favourites. You know, Verstappen winning 6 out of the first 9 races. You know, I said before, he's starting to run away with it, man. He needs to... Ferrari need to claw him back in this weekend. I'll be looking for Ferrari being quick. I'm looking for Mercedes. What kind of pacing can they produce in this session? I'm also looking at Alpine as well. They're a bit of an underdog one. I think they can make some moves. But yeah, FP2. FP2 is on. What's that? Oh, Salatine's new deal. Oh, well, there you go. But yeah, Verstappen straight on it then. Purple first sector. Sharon, how are we doing? Thanks for what? Thanks for being live. Well, welcome in, Sharon. Yeah, Verstappen straight out of the pit, straight on a flying lap then. And they're going to be getting on with it this session 3. Maggots and Beckett's. Ocon with the first representative lap time, then there's a 33.0. Yeah, the live timers are updating. We're cool. Live timers are on. And here comes Max then down the hanger straight into Stowe. Drops it a couple of gears, throws it in. But yeah, looking on it straight away. Both Alpines on the soft tyres and have gone 1-2. Is Max car? Yeah, it's fine, Anto. He's just backing up so much to get space for this lap. And Verstappen does a 31.4. Flipping over a second and a half quicker than Fernando Alonso. But it's very early days in FP2. And here comes Charles Leclerc then with Falovis on the rear wing. Obviously, seeing how the airflow goes on. Maybe it's a new rear wing. I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but Ferrari still testing the aero and goes quickest. And Sainz makes it a Ferrari 1-2 early on in FP2. So Ferrari and Red Bull on the mediums, Alpine on the soft tyres. My mum mate allow me to watch P2 because it's late here. I'll watch it without knowing. Oh yeah, no worries. Well, he's kind of watching it. He's kind of watching it, innit? Where are you from? But yeah, you watch it on the sly, and I'll keep you updated. You know, that's what it's about. Oh, on board with Lando Norris into turn one, runs wide. He's got the aero paint on the brake ducts there. But Norris off and rejoins then at turn one. But that's the brightest crash helmet I've ever seen in my life. Replay with George Russell then. Oh, gets held up by AlphaTauri, gets in his way. I don't know which one, whether it's Tsunoda or Gasly, but that AlphaTauri was... George won't be happy with that one. Where's my Lewis? He came P2 in practice 1. Why is he in 14th? Oh, it's early days. We've not even done laps yet. We only just started. I could do with a timer on, actually. One day I'll have a timer on, but yeah, we're only like 5 minutes into the session, and I don't think Lewis has set a proper lap yet, but he'll be up there. I fancy Mercedes to. We'll see at the end. We'll get a good idea at the end of this session whether the Mercedes upgrade is really working. I'm not too sure, because we can't draw any conclusions whatsoever from FP1. There were just a couple of laps here, a couple of laps there, intermediate tyres. Lewis did a couple of dry laps at the end, but no, you can't draw anything from FP1. But we can start to get an idea in FP2 as Bottas goes P4. Go on, the lad. But yeah, Ferrari 1-2 at the minute early on. Sainz less than a tenth behind Charles Leclerc. Verstappen a full 6 tenths behind that. But Yuki Tsunoda pops into P6. Lewis upgrade might win Sunday. That would be big, that. Look at the Williams with this bright day glow orange flipping aero paint on that. Williams with the I remember that a couple of years ago, actually. They covered the entire car in that bright red aero paint a couple of years ago in testing. I remember a picture from it, but that's the wildest aero paint I've ever seen. Mercedes run like a clear aero paint, don't they? But Williams a bright red thing on the side pod because of course Alexander Albon running brand new side pods on that Williams this race weekend, so they'll be testing out, are they really working, what's happening with the aero with those new side pods on Alexander Albon's car. But yeah, Vettel up into P10 now. They're all starting to get the laps together, but everyone's out on different kind of tyres. You've got the Alpines and Albon. The Alpines and the Williams are on the soft tyres. Albon goes P6 as I say that. And then you've got a right mix. You've got half the grid on mediums and half the grid on the hard tyres. Sainz on the mediums about to go quickest and does by a big chunk, over 8 tenths of a second. And there goes Lewis Hamilton then up to P3. Okay. Less than a second off the pace, but it's very early days. At least it's dry now. Yes, welcome in. How are you saying your name? Will Rally Sport. Will Rally Sport. Yeah, welcome to the stream. Yeah, at least it's dry, so everyone's out. Get some decent running in because FP1 was a bit stop-start, wasn't it? A bit 1 or 2 laps, and then they're in the pits, and then another 1 or 2 laps. But everyone's straight out of the pits and straight on it as we go to pedal cam with, I assume that's Lando Norris. At least it's dry. Ferrari looking fast, yes, as they have been all season. But it's the first 10 minutes of FP2. Let's see how it ends up at the end of the session, and let's see what it ends up tomorrow afternoon when it really counts. Alonso fast again. I know, I back it. I love it. I'd love the Alpine to be rapid now, from now to the end of the season. I'd love Alpine to be rapid. I think Alpine will beat McLaren in the Constructors' Championship, for 4th. I do. I feel like Alpine look a better outfit, man. They look more consistent than McLaren, I'd say. You know, you might have Norris banging a cheeky podium, but I feel like Alpine are going to get more consistently P6s and 7th. I feel like Alpine are going to clinch that P4 this year, I think. But yeah, they're looking good. But they are on the soft tyres, though. You got to remember that, you know, the 5th and 6th straight out of the box this afternoon, but they are on the soft tyres, so it's not really representative. But the Ferrari and Red Bulls on the mediums. Here comes Leclerc to the line and goes quickest, Charles Leclerc, by 0.3 of a second. And Perez pops into 4th then. So Ferrari 1-2, Red Bull 3-4. But with 49 minutes to go. The Alpine fast like the pedal cam, do you? Yeah, I mean, it's not life changing, is it? The pedal cam, it's not. You know, it's not life changing, is it? The pedal cam, it's all right, but it's not necessary, is it? But yeah, something new. They're trying new things. Fair play. I think better than the pedal cam is. I've not seen it yet this weekend, but they've been doing helmet cam, haven't they? Where it's in the, like literally in the foam and the helmet next to their eye, a little camera, so you're in the crash helmet. That's obviously much better. I've not seen that this weekend yet. I don't know if anyone's got the. It's running the helmet camera this weekend, but I've not seen it yet. But they have done it the last couple of races, though. I'm sure Norris had it. Maybe Norris is the one with the experimental camera angles because he's got the pedal cam this week. Hamilton P5 at the minute. Here comes George Russell then round the last couple of corners. Yeah, they're on the faster tyres. Yeah. Will Rally. Yeah, they're on the faster tyres, so it's not really. Russell crosses the line. He's on the hard tyres, so he only goes to P12. Martin Brundle and Jenson Button at turn 3. I've sat in that grandstand opposite there. Look at the day glow paint on that Williams. That is the most fluorescent colour on the chart. That. Yeah, no, I've sat there. I should be there now, innit? What am I doing? What am I doing here? Nah, I'll be back there again. But saying that, sitting at Farm Curve though, it's not all that, you know, because they're at slow speed. Because it's like hairpin right, hairpin left, and then an acceleration zone as they go out of view. So it's not really the best place to be. You're better off at Maggots and Beckett's or Maggots and Beckett's is a place to be at Silverstone in the crowd, I'd say. Or at Cops is pretty good as well, I would say. Hamilton 15 okay. Need to get that top 3. Great, massive fan of Lewis. Yeah, I used to be a bit of a fan of Lewis, but as the years have gone on, I've become more neutral as the years have gone on, and now I'm fully chill. But yeah, I was big on Alonso as well back in the day, but nah, neutral now. Oh Jesus. Awful week for him. Yeah, man, it's heavy that. Look at that day globe. Yeah, man. I'd love Lewis to win this weekend. You know, I said it. I said before in the other practice session that would be one of the biggest wins of his career if Lewis wins this race. It's got to be in the top 5 of. Top 5 wins of his career if he wins it, because it's so unlikely. Look at Latifi then running the old. It's weird. The Williams are running 2 entirely different cars. I wonder how far you can push that. I wonder how I wonder what the limit is between how different one car you're running is compared to the other. Because Williams must be... Because you can't, do the rules... I mean, I've been watching this sport for 17 years, but I don't know the rules on, how identical the cars have to be, because the Williams are completely different. Obviously, it's better for the team to have two cars with all the developments on it, but isn't there a bit of a loophole there where you could have where you could go in two different directions? What's to stop a team having one car with one concept and one car with another concept? Surely there's got to be a rule there. You could have a team at the back of the grid that goes, right, let's go in two different directions then. See, it mustn't be allowed, so I don't know, but it's a bit of a grey area, that I feel. Disgusting from it. Oh yeah, man. I do a little news update thing on a Thursday afternoon, and I was like, do we even go there? Do you know what I mean? Because it's a subject that it shouldn't exist. It's a subject that just shouldn't exist in 2022. And I do a news roundup, and I just went, PK, you'll never see him in the paddock again. Like, game over for him. But yeah, Latifi is awful. Yeah, Latifi, but he is consistent though. I go through everyone's results on the Thursday night preview show. If you haven't seen it now, I go through everyone's results, and mate, he's been P15 and P16 every single race. Nah, I don't think he's quite good enough, is he, Nicholas Latifi? I think this might be his third and final season. Has he done 3 or 4? I feel like he's done 3 seasons. I feel like this is his third season, and probably his last. Here we are on board with Lando Norris then into Maggots and Beckett's. But yeah, it's Leclerc from Verstappen now. By half a second, actually. Albon's still top 7. Go on. But yeah, Leclerc quickest at the moment and on a 29.4. Verstappen 29.8. Sainz third. Hamilton fourth from that lap that he set right at the beginning. Alonso still top 5, but of course on the soft tyres. Perez P6. Sainz goes second as they cut to an ad break. They still have the live timings on though, innit? But yeah, Ferrari 1-2 then. But it's only been about 20 minutes. Latifi done 3 seasons only there because he pays to drive Hulkenberg better. Or Piastri. Yeah, I think that's how it's spelled. Yeah, Piastri, yeah. That's how it's spelled. Yeah, Latifi's had a go. He's had a go, and he's had a 3-year go. If you've not, I feel like if you're in Formula One, you've got to produce some magic at some point. I feel like that's what. It's all right being decent and getting the car to the finish and but you've got to have that bit of magic about you, I feel. And I hate to say, but Nicky Latifi's just not got that bit of magic, has he? He's listen, he'd probably go to, he could go to America, get a seat in IndyCar or a seat in the Endurance Championship or something, and he'll have a good career. Do you know what I mean? Like Marcus Ericsson, he wasn't great in Formula One. He had a few points finishes and whatnot. But he was a bit anonymous in Formula One. Goes to IndyCar, smashing it. Won the Indy 500 a few weeks ago. Did Marcus Ericsson, and yet he was quite anonymous in Formula One. But switch series, it might suit you more. You might, you go from being small fish in a big pond to a big fish, don't you? You know, you come from as an ex-Formula One driver, you massive respect in IndyCar and that. So he'd probably have a good career over in the States or something like that. Who knows? But you're not quite cutting the cloth, is he? You know, when Russell can just turn up and just be quick as. And then when Albon, the thing is, when Albon can just turn up after a year out and just immediately be quicker than you. You know, I think if Latifi was to continue, he'd have to be beating Albon. You know, but Albon's come back in. He's looking good, man. Albon's underrated. Albon is underrated. Danny Rick. Oh, I don't know. I said before, I don't know about Danny Rick. I don't know, because like 4 years ago, you asked me about Danny Rick, and I would have said he's one of the best drivers there is on the grid. You know, he's one of the top 5 drivers on the grid. But ask me now, and I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about Danny Rick these days. No idea what's going on with him. But Lando Norris, he's got his number, innit? Beats him nearly every week. But it's not only that. It's not only that Norris beats him. It's all right if Norris is finishing 6th and Ricciardo 7th, you know, something like that. But it'd be like Norris finishing 6th and it'd be Ricciardo like 15th or something. You know what I mean? It'd be something like that. It's all right being beaten by your teammate if you're right there. You know, like Perez is beaten by his teammate, isn't he? But the point is, Perez is right there with him. So it's sweet. It's cool. You know, if Verstappen's winning and Perez is second, well, you know what I mean? If Verstappen's third and Perez is 4th, well, you know, that's fine. But when you've got like Norris getting a top 6 or something, and then Ricciardo way outside the points and in it finishing like an anonymous 15th, that's when it's like it's too much of an imbalance. There's too much of an imbalance. There's a few teams like that. Alfa Romeo's like that. But then again, Zhou Guanyu's a rookie, isn't he? So you can't be too harsh. But there are a few teams out there where one driver is getting all the points and the other one is not on the thing. Unfortunately, Haas is another case of that. Magnussen with all 15 of their points, but Haas haven't scored for a good few races. They need to get back in the points, man. Yeah, true. It's a big second half of the season for Danny Rick. Definite. But yeah, I can't believe we're already nearly halfway through this session. Russell's out there. Lewis looking like he's about to join him out on circuit. There's only a couple of cars out there, which is weird. I thought it would be non-stop. Lando Norris replay them through cops. He's bouncing over the curb. Oh yeah, the floor, it's bottoming out on the curb. It's the side of the floor. Look, wow. Well, I've not seen a lot of porpoising this weekend. That's obviously different when he's over the curb there in the McLaren. It's the sort of the skirt, the side of the floor scraping along the ground there. But not seeing a lot of serious porpoising going on this weekend, which is a good thing, you know. After Baku, it was just too much when in Baku. It was, you know, Lewis was getting injured. I said in Baku, you know, like these drivers are going to get spinal injuries, and so it's calmed down a lot since then. I think it's been a combination of the FIA stepping in and saying, "Listen, behave yourselves," and a combination and the teams just thinking, right, we need to sort this out. But it doesn't. I've not even seen any porpoising this weekend, or not anything notable anyway. That has made the car better than last year. Yeah, you know, when they come out of the blocks, Haas in Bahrain, I think Haas Magnussen was like 5th It was crazy, and then he was ninth in Saudi Arabia, I think. And I was thinking, wow, this Haas is rapid. I was hopeful for Mick because I'm a bit of a Mick Schumacher fan, so I was like, yeah, Mick's gonna score a bag full of points this season, but they've fallen off a cliff. Haas, they haven't scored in the last like 5-6 races. Magnussen's had a handful of DNFs, so as Mick, I don't know whether it's the other teams have got more resources to stick the upgrades on the car and the Haas are just being left behind, whether it's like a combination of bad luck and the circuit hasn't suited the car and this, that and the other. I can't work it out, but how you go from 5th in Bahrain to virtually not scoring another point since is pretty mad. Yeah, it's Nicholas Latifi then with the old spec Williams. It does leave a grey area. That can you have 2 spec a car really? Because the idea is that both cars are identical. Like, yeah, sometimes there's little tweaks to one car that the other car doesn't have, but I don't think I've really ever seen. Because Albon is almost running like a B-spec Williams, and I just wonder how far you can take that. Which is a bit weird. But yeah, 33 minutes to go. It's still Ferrari 1-2. Zhou Guanyu pops up into the top 10. Yeah, top 5 drivers on the medium tyres. And then 6th down to 11th all on the soft. Bottas, Russell, Alonso, Albon, Zhou, Guan Yu and Ocon all on the soft tyres. McLaren's interestingly on the hard tyres. Kevin Magnussen on the soft goes P7. Go on. Here comes Nicky Latifi then to the line. 2.7 seconds off the pace. And stays 19th. Bottas goes into the top 5 then on the soft tyre. Oh, I can hear the car scraping, the McLaren of Lando Norris scraping on the ground a bit into Stowe. Purple in Sector 1 is Lando Norris, fastest of anybody in Sector 1. Mick Schumacher goes P9. Lando Norris to the line then. Goes quickest on a 29.1. He is on the soft tyres, but wow. By how much is that? By 3/10. Aye, that's a good lap, that, Fastest of anyone in Sector 1, 28.4. Oh, fair play, Lando Norris. McLaren, the dark horse this weekend for... can he pull off another cheeky podium like he did in Imola? Replay with Nicholas Latifi into Stowe then. Loses the back end. That Williams does not look easy to drive. Should I say the old spec Williams doesn't look easy to drive. Is that Mick Schumacher giving it a full drift? Whoa, Mick, what you doing, lad? Whoa, he's giving it full opposite lock on the exit there into the... is that the exit of Luffield? Or Woodcote, is it? Or whatever. Onto the old straight. Wow. Well, Lando's good, isn't he? First, I know. Well, the McLaren must be half decent. Yeah, P1 out of nowhere. Go on, Lando. Home race, of course. For not only Hamilton, but George Russell and Lando Norris as well. 3 Brits to cheer on. They were saying in the commentary build-up, actually, that this might be the best trio of British drivers that there's ever been racing at the same time. I don't know about that. And then Martin Brundle said something about the 70s, like Jim Clark and Jackie Stewart. And so and I thought, yeah, that's probably a better trio. But what was it, Jim Clark, James Hunt and Jackie Stewart, something like that. I don't know if they were all at exactly the same time. But that's a pretty strong trio, isn't it? But yeah, it is a good trio, British talent, Hamilton, Russell and Norris. Oh, Sainz is 0.006 of a second quicker through the middle sector. Ferrari are looking good, you know. Red Bull haven't really shown the hand yet. They're like 0.8 off the pace now. Red Bull need to. Red Bull. I hope the Red Bull put the softs on and give it a lap. Sainz goes faster than Norris by 1/10 then. So Sainz on a 29 flat. Lando half a second up on fourth. Yeah, man. You know, McLaren have pulled a lap out of the bag. Here comes Fernando Alonso then. Go on. Goes P4. Yeah, Fernando are back. Alpine, you know. Alpine are dark. Or Alpine and McLaren, what can they do this weekend? Can they upset the big teams? You know, rather than Mercedes try to catch Ferrari and Red Bull, have Mercedes got to worry about McLaren and Alpine behind? You know, there's a potential story. You know, are they looking... You know, a Mercedes looking in the mirrors rather than looking ahead? Because with Lando P1 and Alonso putting it in the top 5, it's early days, but... Oh, look at the pubs in Carlos Sainz. That Ferrari's so low to the ground. The rear of that floor, underneath the side pod is almost flush against the tarmac, which is what the teams want, but not when you're bouncing over the curbs, though. Sainz P1. Yes, Ernesto, welcome in, bro. How are we doing? How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the last half an hour, less than 27 minutes of FP2. Alonso again, I know, man. He's quick. Front row in Canada. Might not be a one-off. Might be a sign of things to come. I'd love it. I'd love if Alpine were genuinely competitive, like week in, week out. Alonso banging in front row starts and like, it'd be nuts. But yeah, Sainz ahead of Norris by 1/10. Leclerc within half a second, but on the medium tyres though. Leclerc with room for improvement. Alonso and Russell in 4th and 5th, both on the soft. Red Bull's in the pits. I hope Red Bull stick a set of soft tyres on and go for it. Because I think they'll do better than 5th and 6th, I tell you that. On board with Bottas around the last couple of corners then. 1.4 off the pace. Doesn't improve. Stays P10. Top 6 for Lando and Alonso easily in qualifying. Yeah, I reckon that's not a bad bet. That Norris and Alonso both top 6. I mean, it's tough though, because if you think, you've got the Ferraris, the Red Bulls, and the Mercedes. You know, that means Alonso and Norris have got to be quicker than the Mercs. We'll see what kind of pace. I don't think Mercedes have fully gone for it yet. You know, especially Lewis. Lewis hasn't done a lap on the soft tyres yet. Or he hasn't done a quick lap on the soft tyres yet. So when he does, I think we'll get a better picture of whereabouts they are. Albon running a special edition lid this weekend with a violet. Do you know, it's weird because the old Williams side pod, well, now it's called the old Williams side pod, looks more advanced than the new one. The new one looks like a basic bob. But you know, if it's quicker, if it's quicker with your more basic looking, well, not basic. What's the word? Like traditional looking side pod, like your traditional looking side pod design. If it's quicker with that, then you know it can look as fancy as it wants, like the Mercedes with its jelly mold no side pod design. It can look as advanced as it wants, but if you put in normal, you know, standard side pods on it, it's going quicker, then what's the point? Danny Rick goes to P7 then. Is that confirming that McLaren are quick this weekend? Are McLaren the dark horses? It'd be interesting to see. Where McLaren and Alpine are in relation to Mercedes. I think that's a big story this weekend, because Mercedes might be looking ahead thinking let's challenge for the win, and they might find themselves beaten by a McLaren or an Alpine. Think of that. That would be heavy. Thanks, Ernesto. Appreciate you, bro. Lewis on mediums and Red Bulls. So exactly. See what they can do on the softs. Are still in the pits, the Red Bulls. Hamilton's still in the pits as well. Vettel on the hard tyres, 3 seconds off the pace. Get Vettel on the softs as well, because Vettel's on the up, you know, this season. Obviously missed the first couple of races, and then had a slow start to the season after that. But the last 2 or 3 races, Sebastian Vettel's been impressive. Aston Martin improving as well. Bottas 1 minute 30 on the nose, goes to P8. But Stroll is P10 in the Aston. You know, the Aston's not awful, you know. Leclerc on the soft tyres, but I don't think he's going to improve this lap. They're going to be a few laps old now, those soft tyres, I think. I wonder if Leclerc's doing a bit of a race simulation on the soft tyres. If the... Gasly complaining of no grip. Yeah, where is Pierre Gasly? P18. Oof. Heavy. AlphaTauri have been disappointing. On the whole, AlphaTauri have been a bit disappointing this season. Baku aside, I think Gasly was like P5 in Baku. It was mega, but that result aside... Alpine porpoising a bit. I think that's the worst I've seen, actually. I think that's the worst I've seen porpoising wise. The Fernando Alonso in the Alpine bouncing round cops, like going through cops like that. It can't be. It's not the way, is it? Turning into cops like that. It's not the one, is it? It's not what you want at 160 mile an hour plus, is it? That. Well, no, that's the first time really in a slow-mo you can see that the Alpine is not looking stable. Yeah, thanks for Norris Leclerc. But if he's quick, innit? What's your favourite livery? Oh, I don't like the McLaren one. Favourite livery, I'd say Alfa Romeo. Yeah. Alfa Romeo looks sick. Or the Ferrari, man, with the black wings. Yeah, the Ferrari does look mint. Like back to the 90s, isn't it? What was that? Nigel Mansell Ferrari. Like 91. I'm going to say like the 91 Ferrari. I don't know the name of the model of it. Something T, wasn't it? But they've gone back to that livery from like the early 90s of Ferrari. I love it with the darker red and the black front and rear wings. That looks mint. But the Alfa Romeo is probably the best looking car. Alfa or Ferrari. Not keen on the McLaren, to be honest. There's too many colours on the McLaren, I think, because they've got this like Google sponsor. You've got like the orange, but then you've got like green and yellow and blue. and then they've got the black, and then they've got this other shade of blue. They've got this light blue, so it's like 7 or 8 colours on the McLaren. So I'm not keen really. I think there's too many colours on the Mercedes as well, because you've got the silver and that peppermint green, but then they've got the red, and then you've got the day glow yellow of Hamilton's branding. And to be honest, it all clashes a bit for me. But that's just me. Yeah, Martin Brundle and Jensen Button down at Maggots and Beckett's. That's a place to watch a Grand Prix, man. I mean, no, in fact, I go further back. I'd be like on the grandstand there on the right. Yeah, man. When they're at full pace during qualifying. Epic place to be, man. Epic place to be to watch Formula 1 through Maggots and Beckett's. Go bouncing around G's Alonso, not good, I know. Yeah, Ferrari looks nice, man. Best livery they've had for years, that. I would like to see Ferrari go back to like the proper bright Schumacher red, though. The gloss red. I'm not keen on these matte. It's the latest craze, isn't it, that they've all got this matte paint because it's better for airflow or something. I don't know about that. I prefer the gloss. The gloss paint I prefer to the matte. But here comes Lewis Hamilton then through Maggots and Beckett's with his white wheel covers on. Yeah, looking good. No sign of the porpoising, no. 1991 Ferrari Testarossa. No, but that's a road car. I'm talking about 91 F1 car. Around that era. There's a harks back to that. Ernesto. In fact, when the Ferrari was launched, the end. See, look, they're sponsored by Google. McLaren. It's just too many colours, I think. Oh, what are they doing? To be fair, wow, the jack. That is mad. That the McLaren's just sat there in the pit lane with no jack on it and with no rear wheels on it. It's just sat there on the floor. Oh, what? Like a turtle on its back. Just. What? That's a weird shot, that. Verstappen up to P3 then they are now on the soft tyres, so we'll now see. And but doesn't beat Lando Norris's time on the first attempt anyway. Sainz and Norris still 1 and 2. I would have expected Verstappen to get the softs on and go bang P1 straight away, but maybe next. Here we go with the replay then, and McLaren and Norris in the pits. So they take the rear. Oh, the jack failed, man. They take the rear wheels off, and then the jack fails, so the back of the car just slams into the ground. Not what you want, that. Horrible, that. And then it's just sat there with no wheels on it. That's a weird one. That's a weird failure, that. I know, what was that all about? The thing is, McLaren pit stops are a bit sus at the minute, because they had that nightmare in Canada, didn't they? They wrecked Lando's race in Canada a couple of weeks ago. Oh, it was like a 30-40 second pit stop. Completely ruined his weekend. Lando ended up finishing like 15th or something. They just ruined it. I think did he not try and double stack the McLarens or something, and it just went horribly wrong, and they held up Ricciardo and Norris. I know I know it was a nightmare, but another. Luckily, it's just in practice, because if that happened in a race, that would be embarrassing. They take the wheels off and then the jack fails. Yeah, it would be embarrassing the race. At least it's just FP2, so you get away with it. It was weird, yeah, man. One of the weirdest shots I've ever seen. Perez at the end of the lap then. He's green sector 1 and 2, which is personal best, but Let's see if he goes quickest. See where he pops up into. Sergio Perez, P7. He's not there yet. 0.8 of a second off the pace. He's not. That's not a full representative lap. That I don't buy that at all. More to come from Sergio Perez, I'd say, from that, with 15 minutes to go. More adverts. Yeah, so Science Hamilton P2. Go on, Lewis. Lewis second, I know, man. I just seen that. They must have just cut away just as Lewis was crossing the line virtually. But yeah, Mercedes, have they got the pace? What's the gap? So yeah, just 0.2 of a second off Sainz. Virtually identical time to Lando Norris. That McLaren, that lap from Lando Norris, don't sleep on that. That's a quick lap, that. Verstappen couldn't beat it on his first attempt, but Verstappen might go round again. He might ultimately beat it, but that is a good lap from Lando Norris. Leclerc P5 on a 29.4, 0.3 behind. So yeah, you got half a second in between the top five. Alonso ahead of Perez. Perez will surely improve. Russell P8 on a 29.8 and Hamilton on a 29.1. So good lap from Lewis as well. Ricciardo in the top 10. McLaren looking decent. Stroll as well in the top 10. He got a point at home as well in Canada. People didn't really mention that, but Lance Stroll, it was a good strategy. I think they put brand new. I'm sure that Lance Stroll went really long into the race. I think he was the last man to stop in Canada, and then they put soft tyres on at the end, didn't they? After the safety car, and he made up like 3 or 4 positions in the last few laps. Lance Stroll got in the points, man. I don't even think that got mentioned in the coverage. Everything was about Verstappen versus Sainz at the front, wasn't it? For the win. But yeah, fair play to Lance Stroll, man. Everyone slates him and whatever, but I don't think he's as bad as all that. Lance Stroll, he's had a few podiums. Right? He's had 3 podiums. What? He had a pole position as well, Lance Stroll. He should have won in Turkey a couple of years ago, Stroll, actually. Yeah, Lewis second. I can't believe it. I got half an eye on the timing, half an eye on the live timings because Sky have gone to adverts, but the action doesn't stop on track. But it is still Sainz, Hamilton, Norris, top 3. Hey, I take that podium. Imagine that podium on Sunday. Sainz, Hamilton, Norris on Sunday. I'd take that. Sainz needs a bit of good luck. He nearly won in Canada, didn't he, Sainz? I thought he was going to go for it, in Canada. Those last few laps, I thought he's going to go for it, but he never quite got close enough to make a dive, did he, in Canada? But I'd love Sainz to win a race soon. It's brewing, because he's had some shocking luck and this season, Sainz. But yeah, I'd take that podium right now. Sainz, Hamilton, Norris. Oh, get in. Come on, let's get back to the action. Yeah, not long left, man. 11 minutes. At least it's been a dry session, so they could get some laps in. FP1 was a washout. Well, not necessarily a washout, but changing conditions, shall we say. But this session's been pretty straightforward. No big dramas, actually. No one really... no one with huge dramas. And it's Carlos Sainz with 10 minutes to go who's quickest. Look at that, the top 10 within a second. Top 5 within half a second. Top 3 within 0.2. Come on. Danny Rick heading to Stowe. But I don't think he's breaking any records this time round, Danny Rick. It's going to be close. Top 6, I know, man. So we're going to get Paul Verstappen, Leclerc. I know. I've gone Leclerc. These were my predictions. Let me get them on. This was my predictions. Now, bear in mind, this is on the basis that Verstappen DNFs. Because I feel like he's had it a bit smooth the last few weeks. I feel like the luck is due to switch. And so I've gone Leclerc, but maybe I've overestimated how good Mercedes are. I think. But the thing is, I make those predictions on a Thursday morning. So you got to give me a bit of grace because it's before seeing any running. But yeah, I've gone Leclerc. Leclerc's had a fair few pole positions this year, though. He's probably had out of the 9 races, I reckon Leclerc's had 6 pole positions, I'd say, out of the first 9. If not 7. Look at how close that Mercedes floor is to the tarmac. That is literally millimetres. It almost looks like they're running rake, like opposite rake, as if the back ends. It's as if the back end is lower to the ground than the front, which is not the typical concept, but it just looks like that. Yeah, is George Russell going to set? Mind you, I think Russell's on the hard tyres now, so I don't think he'll be setting any mad sectors. No need to manage, you can push it hard, says George Russell's engineer, but George says, no, I ain't pushing hard, they've got no grip. So yeah, a hard tyre might not be the one this weekend. Might not be the one. I don't like the fact that Haas are 17th and 19th, man. Where's their early season pace gone? Ocon with the new side pod, apparently. Hamilton on an outlap. I'm back. Oh, welcome to the stream. You're back just in time. The final 7 minutes of FP2. How are we doing, King Football? Is he lose second in your predictions? Yeah. I've gone Mercedes second and third. Might be a bit ambitious, that. But it's not as mad as some predictions I do, I predicted Alonso on the podium in Canada, and that was on a Thursday before he banged it on the front row. So what about that? Nah, he did. He ended up 9th, Alonso, in Canada, which is a bit of an injustice, especially from his point of view. Definitely an injustice. Russell a bit down in 8th. Yeah, I think he's going to remain 8th at best as well because he's on the hard tyres as well. I think the fast laps have been done now. I think everyone's come back into the pits. Maybe put a set of scrub tyres on just to finish the session. I mean, I don't know, but I feel like the fast laps have been done. I feel like the order that we've got now is the order at the end of this session. Yeah, so replay is Science going round Cops. Whoa, going wide. Whoa, he's scraping the diffuser along the floor on the exit. Yeah, I've seen a lot of cars going wide on the exit of Cops. And it's not the place because it's a bumpy old curb, that. And Carlos Sainz scraping the diffuser along, which is not good. The engineers will be cringing at that one. Here comes Lando Norris then. Are you going to go wide? No, that looks nice. Right across the apex. Yeah, that's the line you want. But he's on the hard tyres. He ain't doing any personal best. This is just more of a... probably seeing how the hard tyres perform on a race. Yeah, on a race, bit of a race simulation. 5 minutes to go. But it looks like it's going to end up Sainz, Hamilton, Norris. Verstappen only 4th. Red Bull only 4th and 7th. I wouldn't have expected that. Lewis only a tenth off the pace in dry conditions, you know. Again, you know, Norris within 2/10 as well. This could be really interesting qualifying session tomorrow. This could be a very difficult qualifying session to call tomorrow. I'm looking forward to this. Oh, that lap from Lando Norris really puts the cat amongst the pigeons. That race was not good. No, it wasn't good for Alonso in Canada. I wanted him to lead it. I was hoping he would lead into turn 1. I would have been screaming to Timbuktu if Alonso had led into turn 1, but he didn't, did he? Verstappen got a perfect start and just immediately ended that dream. But yeah, for Alonso to finish 9th after being on the front row was a bit of an injustice. But he might have more chances, you know. He might have more chances to pull a big result out of the bag. If he hadn't crashed in Australia in qualifying, he could have put it on the front row there. So it's not necessarily a one-hit wonder, you know. I don't know if he'll do it this weekend. Look, you know, 7.5 tenths off the pace. You never know. Especially if you get a shower. You know, you get mixed conditions. It's anybody's game. Yeah, Russell being told he's matching the Ferraris in terms of race pace. That's good. Good signs. Good signs for Mercedes, I'd say, out of this session. It's a good indication that Mercedes have improved. Definitely. Welcome in. Brawl Stars. Race pace Red Bull stronger than every car. Yeah, I've not seen, like, if you've got F1 TV and that, and you can see like the race pace laps coming in, you're probably right. The Red Bull probably looking great on race pace, but qualifying's definitely going to be interesting. You know, Verstappen hasn't just. I was expecting Verstappen to put on the soft tyres and go bang P1 by half a second, or you know, but it's not. It's close. It's close. I'm looking forward to quali, but yeah, race pace. Red Bull will be quick. Stephanie's not great in quali. No, it's a weird one, isn't it? Yeah, I would have expected him to have more pole positions this year. Because I think he had a fair few last season, didn't he, Verstappen? You know, I think Verstappen had probably like a dozen poles last season, I'd say. If not more. So it's not like he's not got it in quali, because Verstappen definitely, but Leclerc has been bagging pole nearly every week. You just can't convert it, whether it's through reliability or through strategy or through Red Bull just being quicker. They're just not translating it into race wins. But, you know, Leclerc's been firing quali. Lewis doing good. He's never second in practice. Maybe the car better. Yeah, I think the car is better. Usually 4th or 5th in practice. Mate, I've seen him outside the top 10 in practice at the beginning of this year. You know, I think he qualified 16th in Saudi Arabia, did Lewis. So, you know, he's had a right rocky start to the year. You know, been all over the place, but this is a good sign. You know, it's not a be-all and end-all. It is only practice at the end of the day. So you can't draw too many conclusions. But Mercedes are not looking bad at all. Hope he's top 3. That would be amazing. Yeah, I think realistically, if Lewis can get on the podium, it's a great result. I think if he wins, it's epic. You know, if he wins, it's epic. But realistically, Lewis's on the podium is a good result. Yeah. Because whether you're going to beat Max in the race over 52 laps, it's a difficult ask. It's a difficult ask that to beat Max over 52 laps around here, and the Ferraris as well. But we'll see. They're looking quick. Russell put some sauce on for a fast lap. Yeah, he ain't gonna be. Russell's gonna be P8. He has put the soft tyres on, whether it's scrub set probably, but he's stuck behind his teammate at the minute. He's not going for a full flying lap. Maybe he's just seeing how bad the dirty air is behind following another car through Maggots and Beckett's 2 Mercedes. Yeah, seeing how much downforce you lose. Here you go. He's going to get DRS. He's going to pass Lewis here into Stowe. Go on then. Ooh, psychological. Russell takes the lead. No, I'm joking. Right, that's about it for FP2. Yeah, so it does end up Sainz quickest from Hamilton. Norris top 3. It's a good lap from Lando Norris, that. Verstappen only 4th. Leclerc rounds out the top 5. Then you've got Alonso, Perez, Russell, Ricciardo and Stroll in the top 10. Behind that, Bottas, Vettel. Ocon down there in 13th. Not a great session. 1.3 off the pace. Albon 14th. Zhou Guanyu 15th. And then you got AlphaTauri's Haas and Latifi in the Williams. Whoa. We see a replay. Lewis going wide at Cops there. Right over that serrated curb. If you go too wide there, they've got that like serrated curb on the far side, and that is not the place to be. And we see a bit of carbon fibre. Looks like a bit of a front wing or a bit of a flaw or something on the curb there, so not good. Yeah, weird Mercedes following each other. Yeah, maybe they're just getting an idea for what the dirty air's like. But yeah, that is about it, guys, for today. But I'll be back, as per the schedule, I will be back at 10 to 3 tomorrow afternoon for qualifying starting at 3 p.m. So yeah, that is about it. Sights from Hamilton, from Norris top 3. Hey, like I said before, I'd take that as a podium right now. Sign me up for that as a podium. But yeah, join me tomorrow, 10 to 3 for qualifying. We're in full commentary mode then. Yeah, and it's kind of a different vibe. When we get to quali in the race, we turn it up a notch. Drop a like if you have enjoyed the stream. Obviously just getting the channel going, just been doing it 2 or 3 months. Appreciate any kind of feedback, get in the comments, any kind of feedback if something's bad, if something's good. Appreciate all the interaction. Like I say, drop a like, and if you're into Formula 1, you're going to get yourself subscribed, because as you can see, live for quali, live for the race, and not just this weekend, every single Grand Prix from the Formula 1 World Championship. See you later, guys. See you tomorrow, 10 to 3. Don't miss it.